Good morning, everyone, in Transform, Thrive, Unleash. Nikki here, coming in live to join you today for our regular session, which I know is sometimes not always as regular as we want it. Last week I was down at our caravan and we had to return quite quickly because my son Harper got COVID. So we had to come home because I just couldn't confine him in a little caravan. I don't think we're allowed to stay there anyway. And so he came home and then 3 days later, he gave it to me. So if I sound full up with cold, it is because I am, but I'm still here today and I wanted to come on and talk to you about money mindset. I'm really, really excited. It's a really important topic. I run masterclasses on money mindset, which makes a real difference for people because money is something that is, really tricky to manage at times. And it's not about managing your money day to day. It's not like having a budget. It's something a bit different than that. So I'm just going to hit record. To cloud. So what we want to do today is talk about money mindset. And so for those of you that don't know what it means, we're going to run through that. We're going to talk about some strategies around money mindset and just give you a little bit of a brief introduction. It's not our full webinar or masterclass that we run. It's just a little bit of kind of theory before it, but it is definitely one of my things that I love to talk about because I've been in a position where I didn't have money. I've been in a position where I was living week to week or day to day. I've been in a position where I've had to find loose change and fill up my car with petrol so I can get where I need to go. I've also been in the position of earning so much money and not managing it well, earning lots of money and getting addicted to the saving of it. And also coming to a point where you're like, wow, like if I look back over the last 10 years, how much I've earned, where's it all gone? And most of you will say that. If you think back your working life or even over the last 5 years, yes, okay, you pay mortgages or you pay rent, you got food and all of those kinds of things. But if you actually look at how much money you've earned and then add all of that up together and then go, holy crap, where has all that money gone? And so this is why it's really important. It's not just about budgeting. It's about having, firstly, a mindset around money to manage it well. So what I want to do is I actually want to share my screen. And I'm going to run you through on a PowerPoint presentation because I think it'll be a lot easier to be able to follow it from here. So I'm just checking if we can see all that on the screen. Yes, we can. All right, so money mindset. And once again, we are here with Transform, Thrive, Unleash, our community of women where we can empower. We start saying yes to ourselves. That is what we're all about. But we're about empowering women. We're about inspiring and motivating women to be the best that they can be. It's not about becoming something that you're not. It's about being the most authentic and true self, but one that feels good, one that's excited about life, one that is not bored, one that is not, just doing the days. We are really about living our life to the full, and it's so important. So what is a money mindset? It's your unique set of beliefs and attitude about money. Everyone is going to have a slightly different attitude to money. Everyone is going to have a slightly different belief around money, even siblings. See, a lot of this actually comes from your past experiences. It can be from when you grew up. It could be something that you've noticed, your grandparents doing it, not necessarily your parents. It could be something to do with, your first, 5 years in work or something like that. But, even if it was something from childhood, siblings can actually see it differently as well. And these beliefs and attitude about money drives your decisions about how to save, how to spend, and how to handle money. Oh, excuse me. And the mindset that we have can be positive or negative. So it's really interesting when you find a positive kind of aspect of money mindset, and then you can flip it for the negative. But you've either consciously or subconsciously developed these beliefs towards money. So you might not actually know where this has come from. It's actually from your subconscious. But regardless of your background, your money mindset can be strengthened or changed depending on the information that you consume today. So the more that you understand about this, the more that you research, the more that you listen, the more that you surround yourself with people that talk about money, the more you surround yourself with people who have a positive money mindset, the more you surround yourself with people who attract money and do well with money, the differences are going to actually show in your behaviors around saving, spending, and handling money. And it's also about developing new attitudes and reforming old ones. So you need to adopt a more positive outlook by taking control over the factors in your financial life. Okay, sweetheart. Now, I have COVID, but so does my son. So he is home. So we are going to try and get through this without my little 5-year-old beating on me all the time. So if you find yourself repeating negative phrases about money, you're not alone. This happens all the time. It is something that everyone goes through. But what happens with our negative thoughts is that they are very easy to spiral. So positive thoughts don't spiral as much as negative thoughts do. So give me a 1 in the comments if you can hear me over my little chirping son. That would be really good. Or write in there, I can hear you. So when we think of something negative, for example, just going, oh my God, I've got all these bills coming in. And then the next step, you're like, oh, I don't have much money this week. Now this other bill's come in. Now this one's happened. Oh my God, now my car insurance is due. And it just spirals, just out of control. And then all of a sudden you're so stressed, you're dreaming about money, and you just don't know where it's going to come from. And so negative thoughts can really, really spiral quite badly. And so what we talked about just a second ago was reframing your perspective around money. Don't bring it inside, sweetheart. He's collecting water at the moment outside and seeing how many jars he can fill up. So a bad money mindset tends to breed a worse money mindset. So that's the spiral. So once you actually get that mindset and it's bad, it can spiral to be even worse. So once you find yourself in that spiral of negative thinking, you can actually start to catastrophize. And that is not where you want to be, okay? You might feel that you'll never be good at money, or you feel anxious at even the prospect of doing the work to become proficient. You start actually doubting yourself and your abilities to manage money. So what we're going to talk about here is just some things about bad mindset versus a good mindset around money. So a bad mindset really breeds fear and anxiety when it comes to money, whereas with a good mindset, you have a willingness to tackle the difficult problems. You don't have that fear and anxiety. You're actually open to actually seeing that there's a problem and being more of a solution finder as opposed to getting stuck in the fear and anxiety around money.
If we see a turtle, we can put the turtle.
Oh, we can collect a turtle. Okay, just leave it there. Thank you.
That's a turtle tank.
Oh, okay. We don't have a turtle, but we've got a turtle tank. Okay. A bad mindset can also have a... Mummy's... I can't, sweetheart. Mummy's just doing this for a second. Excuse me for 1 second. Terribly sorry about that. Okay, bad mindset, feeling a lack of control. That's the spiral. So feeling out of control with money, that once again, you feel like you've got money and then it's gone again and it's gone again and it's gone again. And I've had one of my clients actually talked about money just passes by me. So it's not even that they don't have it, it's that it passes by them. If you could just hold on 1 second. While you do that, I want you to actually comment as you're watching replayers, what you think about money. Do you feel like you have a bad mindset or a good mindset? I'll be 2 seconds. All right, back. Okay. We have bad mindset, negativity around the concept of money. So you wouldn't think that you'd want to be negative around money, but sometimes it's just like a subconscious thing. Like it's almost like you're scared for money to come to you because you know that it's going to just pass through you. So we have some negativity, and it could be negativity around the way in which we control money. Like, oh, I never win anything. I'm not lucky. So it can be to do with luck as well. When you have a good mindset, we feel very control of our behaviors and decisions. So when it comes to deciding what to do with money, we can actually make clear decisions quite quickly because we back ourselves. That's more the point. And we have like an optimism. So instead of a negativity, we have optimism around, you know, the uncertainty of money. Like, unfortunately, you know, we get bills and they come up, or, you know, something, you know, happens to your car. And the whole thing is, you know, knowing that there's money there. And even if you don't earn well, you can do some small things, which we go through in the masterclass, to actually make sure that you've got money there for things that are a rainy day. So with a bad mindset, it can give you feelings, they're quite intimidating. You find the concepts around money difficult. You know, someone might talk about compounding money and how you can grow, you know, through compounding. And you might go, look, I just don't even get that. You know, me and money, me and numbers, I'm not a numbers girl. You know, I don't understand spreadsheets. And straight away you feel intimidated by things that are difficult concepts, but if they're broken down, they're not difficult. Whereas in a good mindset, you have an openness to learning new things. You're excited to learn new things. And this is where people actually become, you know, excited to try multiple income streams, to try different ways of money coming in, because they're open to learning new things. And this is why it's really important that we change your bad mindset into a good mindset, because in a good mindset, you attract more money because you understand it, you're open to new things, and therefore more ways and streams of income can come to you. So really important. If you spend money anywhere, spend money to fix a bad mindset, because it will pay you in dividends. You have, in a bad mindset, a defeatism. I just spoke about, you know, I'll never be good at this. I don't understand spreadsheets, you know, oh, I can never stick to my budget. And, you know, there's more month left at the end of my money. So we just start to, once again, spiral. Whereas with a good mindset, we're very solution oriented. So if there's a problem with money, we can find solutions instead of sitting in the problem. Once we're sitting in the problem, we can't find a solution. Bad mindset, we procrastinate. We put everything to the side. I'll get to it eventually. And then unfortunately, and I have been there, when you do that, you go, right, I'm going to pay the bill next week because I'll have money coming in next week. And when next week happens, you've had a couple of direct debits come out that you weren't expecting. And then all of a sudden you can't afford the bill. And once again, the bad cycle starts. Oh, I'm terrible at this. I can never get ahead. I'm sick of living week to week. And yeah, that procrastination can, you know, where you want to just keep every cent in your bank account, A lot of it comes down to good planning, but defeatism and procrastination is a big one for bad mindset. With good mindset, you understand that there is incremental progress. It doesn't mean that you're going to look at your bank account today and there's zero in there and tomorrow there's $1 million. But what you do is you see progress over time and you celebrate those, and you understand that, there is going to take a process, and all you want to do is see improvement. It's very much like at the moment I'm very focused on my steps, and we've actually got the step challenge coming up. And so, trying to do more steps each day to build up to, 10,000, 20,000, steps per day. So I can't at the moment with COVID do 10,000 steps. I'm too out of breath. So, if I can do 2,000, that's great. So, but if I did 2,000 yesterday, can I do 2,100 today? So it's about wanting that little bit of progress. So same thing here with money and our mindset, to have that incremental progress. So there are a few things that we can do to improve our mindset around money. So the first one is to remind yourself that you are in control. Everyone comes from different backgrounds, different circumstances. So everyone is different. And as I said, even siblings, yes, you've come from the same background, come from the same house most likely, but you look at things differently. Not everyone is the same. So it's very different how we do it. When you have that in mind, you need to understand to have control over the decisions around money, in the ways you make money, the ways you save money, the ways you keep money. This can happen on a day-to-day basis. You need that feeling that you are in control so that you can improve your financial situation. Okay. So what you want to do is have an idea that you can be in a wealth building stage, that you are looking at growing your wealth, that you are in control of that. So instead of looking at the money going out, look at the money that you're saving, very much like the steps I was talking about. Okay, today, can we do this? It might be weekly, and around savings and spending. So that's one thing there that you can really look at. The second one, my thing gonna work? Yeah, is be willing to do the necessary work. So if you're unsure about topics like around your personal finance, so we spoke before about going, look, I don't understand this, it's a difficult concept, I don't get it. What you need to do is go, right, I'm going to look up on the internet, I'm going to, start looking at YouTube, getting on things like this, me talking to you about money. This is exactly what you want to do, and slowly start building your bank of understanding around money. And bits and pieces to do with money. So you don't have to understand every single topic in, finite detail. You don't have to do that. But there are ways that you can learn the basics, and really taking an interest in something and learning about it is going to help. The more you learn, you're going to put yourself in a distinct advantage to others that, fail to do that. So be willing to do some work to understand a little bit about money. Now, one thing that we spoke about there with the good mindset was that people with a good mindset around money understand that there is incremental progress. So that is something that we want to look at here. So paying off even a small debt, or putting something away for a retirement plan, or saving money for bills that are going to come over the year, that is a major accomplishment. This is really fantastic, and you should be acknowledged. So look for small wins. So small steps lead to significant progress over time, and they need to be celebrated. Small wins also indicate that your behavior is coming in line with your bigger goals, which is fantastic. Okay. Now, commit to success. So everyone has good and bad days, months, good and bad years. We've had a couple of bad years. But you know what? In business, for some businesses, they've had to close down. Other businesses have thrived. So it's very interesting around success, even through COVID. Many things in life happen by chance, and really they're ultimately out of your control. But what you need to do is stay positive, reaffirm your commitment to your financial goals, even when there are setbacks. So what you're doing is that you are not planning to fail, you are planning to succeed, and you understand along the way there could be some setbacks, but you are moving forward and committing to being successful. Now, gratitude is massive. It's massive in all areas of your life, and it is just as massive in understanding your finances. So nobody's financial life is perfect. It's pretty fair to say that everyone has some level of financial worry at some sort. You know, those people that have millions and millions of dollars just have, $1 million problems. So everyone has financial worry. But what you've got to do is be thankful that you're doing everything you can to improve your finances. Be grateful for what you've accomplished, those small steps, those small wins. Show gratitude around that. Show gratitude that you've got $1 in your wallet. Show gratitude that you've got $10 or that you've saved $10 this week. Be really, really grateful and show some appreciation towards money. So instead of being negative towards money and yourself, in which the ways in which you manage and spend money, be grateful that money exists. Be grateful for what it provides, and it makes a huge difference. We need to not let that negative self-talk spiral. So one day, one thing that you can actually do is internally in your mind, if you start to feel that you are going down this negative spiral, one thing you can do is imagine a stop sign in your mind, and it just pops up, and that is your sign to stop. Stop that negative spiral. It's a really good thing to worry to think about. The reality is that you can do it. Any limiting beliefs become a major roadblock to our self-confidence. And self-confidence, can help with, can actually lead us to have negative self-talk. And it's not fair to talk to yourself like that. You've got to try your best to not put yourself down. You've got to be nice to yourself. We try and say be nice to others, but you also need to be nice to yourself. Keep moving forward. So past experiences shape who we are, but we've got to have the courage to keep going despite previous events. You cannot go forward living your life looking in the rearview mirror. That happens with anything in life, relationships, money, health, anything. You can't live by looking in the rearview mirror. We need to have a long-term mindset around investing, around what we're doing with money. We want to create effective habits today so that those habits, we can build upon those habits and keep moving forward. And what we want to do is, as I said, when you keep moving forward and things start to grow and grow and grow, that's when you can open and broaden yourself to different ways in which you can earn money, different streams of income, even just small ways of just having that little bit of extra money coming in. And my favorite, a mindset of abundance. This links back to gratitude as well. But someone else's success is not your loss. So even if you feel that others are ahead of you in the money game, remind yourself that you're an entirely different person. Everyone is different. Everyone's going to do things differently. Money's going to come to people differently. But you need to have, you've got a completely different set of life experiences, life circumstances, but having an abundance mindset as opposed to one of scarcity can serve as a reminder that there's more than enough to go around. So when you see that someone else has money and you don't go, oh, see, they've got all the money, therefore there's none left for me. That's wrong. That's incorrect. There is enough money to go around for everyone, but you have to train your mind to believe this. It seems that it would be something quite simple to understand, but it's amazing how people feel that money is something that you either have or you don't, and if someone else has it, it means you don't. That is totally wrong, and you need to train your mind. I mean, I could actually run my whole business just on teaching abundance and abundance thinking. That is so important in every aspect of life. So, as I mentioned, we have a money mindset masterclass. This is a testimonial from Natalie. I just wanted to give you some feedback on your money mindset masterclass. I know I've heard it before, but this time was different. I now have 2,500 in savings in the bank, 700 savings in cash in the house, and accounts with money for my rent, food, and main bills. I'm still a little relaxed with my spending, but it's been a lot better putting all my money aside. Now money is coming to me. How exciting is that? I even received a $50 thank you voucher from my new employer today. I love having a positive money mindset. The extra income has been helping also, and almost as much as my part-time income. Thank you. So that was Nat, who did one of our money mindset masterclasses. So if you are interested in taking part in our masterclass, and as I said, today was just scraping across the surface and giving you a bit of background around money mindset. If you're interested in diving deep on money mindset and coming out with a bit of a plan and a bit more of an understanding about how you can gain more positivity around money, just type in masterclass in the comments and we'll be...
Mommy,
yes, sweetheart.
does turtles live in fresh water or salt water?
That's a very good question, and I'm going to look it up for you right now, okay? If anyone knows the answer to that, feel free to pop it in the chat. Do turtles live in salt water or fresh water? Okay, so if you're interested in our Money Mindset Masterclass and to find out when the next one is coming up, please pop Masterclass in the comments and we will get back to you with the dates of the next one that's coming. So lastly, what I want to talk about is what else we've got upcoming, which is our Transform Conference. It is time, my ladies, to start saying yes to you. So the date is the 18th and 19th of June. It's going to run from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if you are in different areas, just adjust that time. So there'll be 2 5-hour blocks. There'll be breaks in there as well. It is online via Zoom, and when you purchase your ticket, you will also have access to replays. So you might want to replay something that you've missed. Secondly, you might want to replay something that was, providing you with some good information and you want to go over it again. We've just released some early bird tickets as well for 97 Australian dollars. That is super cheap for 10 hours of content and some incredible speakers. So all you have to do to get your ticket is there is the link there, https with a colon 2 /. It's a bit.ly link, so bit.ly/, and there you go, 3DDSTUI. That will take you straight to the page where you put your details in and can purchase your ticket for $97. So do that while they're early bird. Trust me, this is going to be quite transformative for you. I will also be running my Living an Inspired Life workshop there, which is something that is highly sought after. A lot of people have done it already, but it is literally life-changing for people. They come out and just go, wow, I've never looked at my life like this. That will just be one small part of what you will see at conference. So that's the link. So pause the video here if you need to type that link in elsewhere. And so that is exciting that we're having that come up. And we've got a little bit of time. But we have, I think, about 7 speakers actually confirmed for that event so far. There's some further ones to be confirmed. And as I said, it is going to be chock-a-block. We have got some breaks in there for you because you need it. Hi, Shirley. Bye-bye. We have got some breaks in there because you will need it because it's going to be content packed. Okay. All right, let me just stop sharing now. Actually, I'm going to remember to. Thank you. And stop share. Okay, so there's my little Harper. So hi, Harper. You want to say hi to everyone? I'll find one for you in 1 second. We're collecting water everywhere. So I hope you guys have taken something in. I've gone for a little bit longer than I wanted to, but money mindset is something that's really, really important to me because I see so many people go through a terrible mindset and it spirals, and then all of a sudden depression sets in, anxiety, and they start looking at themselves as lesser humans. And financial stress can break up relationships. It can send people down a terrible route of mental health. I've seen people actually not stay on this earth because of financial stress. And so there are ways that we can help. So I really hope that you've gained something from this. If you think that someone else could find value from what we've gone through today, please add them to the group and tag them in this and get them to have a watch. So we're going to go and tag you all as well because I'd really like you to all watch it and have an amazing week. Don't forget, we've got our conference, so get your tickets for that. And if you want to know more about the upcoming Money Mindset Masterclass, just type in Masterclass and we'll get you more information around that. Have a great time. Hopefully when I come to you next week, I'm not going to sound so full up. Yeah, good. Happy Tuesday to you all. Bye.